Hi, how are you, grade 6? It's Miss Ola, and today I'm going to revise with you what we've taken in culture, which is civilization. This is the only thing that we've taken, but also I'm going to remind you of everything. It's going to be under the file of material covered. I already provided you with, but let's check it out with each other now, all together. Here, this is the material covered. What have we taken already? Well, we've taken a bunch of terms and names. We've taken villages grow into cities. Life became more complex. This was the first part. And after that, we started what makes a civilization, the 5 features, the 5 things that if we have, that means that we have a civilization. If all of them are together, that means we make up a civilization, or we could call and consider it as a civilization. After that, we took together the Bronze Age, civilization in Sumer, what was a civilization like in UR. This is what we've taken. Type. How can we study it? How can we highlight the things that were already taken? How can we schedule and divide them into categories and into parts, and how can we make deadline for ourselves? Well, this is going to be like a suggestion from my side to you. Here, the material covered. Again, the 5 terms that you already taken, the 5 terms and names. From where you're going to study it? From the handout sheet that I already give it to you. You were provided by taking them. You were provided by them. Here, the resource for studying. Then the villages grow into cities. From where you're going to find it? The handout sheet, page number 1. From the word over time to trade. So if you want to study this part, which is villages grow into cities, you will find this part in handout sheet, page 1, from the word over time till trade. Understood? Here, life became more complex. You will find it to study from handout sheet, page number 1, from the word life became till large. Till large. Here, what makes a civilization? Of course, you're going to find it as well in the handout sheet that I already provided you with. Page number 2, from the word first till the word problems, and then you stop. If you're going to start studying Bronze Age, you will find it in handout sheet, page number 2, from the word, the term, till the word weapons. Very important. This part is very important. Civilization humor. What was civilization like in UR? Of course, you're going to find it in handout sheet, page 2, from the word 1 of the early till the end of the page. Till the end of the page. This is the material covered. Now, I'm going to show you something else you will need to know. The revision plan. This session, it's going to be the last session for you. I will wrap up with you the whole information that you already taken, because you know the exam due date is the 1st of April. So you need to finish up all of that. If you want to take my suggestion is, if you're going to start every day, like dedicating from 2 till 3 hours studying culture, you will make it. You will even gain the full mark. Okay? This is the plan. Here, what was civilization like in UR? Of course, you're going to find in the handout sheet, page 2. Here, you will start the revision. Revision is divided into 2 parts. You could get a benefit of it if you're going to divide it into 2 parts, as I told you now. Each part could take from you like 2 hours maximum. The first part, you could study villages grow into cities, plus life became complex, plus what makes a civilization. This is all of that is like 2 pages. or 1.5, to be honest with you, 1.5. You will study from the revision sheet that I already provided you with. I'm going to open the whole file with you to give you some insights. If you're going after revising the whole thing, if you're going to answer the questions by yourselves, and then check the answer keys that I'm going to give it to you, I'm going to provide you with. Then, the next day, you could study Bronze Age and Civilization Noir. Of course, it's going to take from you like 3 hours maximum, and then everything will be just demonstrated and fully clear. Of course, you're going to study it from page 2, revision sheet, and answering the questions. The same thing will happen. After that, you're going to correct from the answer keys, which is provided. And then final quiz. Of course, every day, not every day, but like after every revision part, you will find like a quiz provided or attached to the revision part. I will evaluate your understanding by the answers of this quiz. So I'll give you 3 quizzes overall. 1 for the first part, which is this, revision number 1. This is the first quiz. And then revision number 2, Bronze Age plus Civilization in UR. You will find another quiz. You are going to be in a charge for answering these 2 quizzes. And after finishing, I will give you the final quiz. All of them will be provided with the answer keys. What you're going to do is just study well, answer the quizzes, and send me, please try to send me the answers. You could print the quiz, answer it manually, type it over Word, or if you want to print it and then write it by your hands and then give it to me, it doesn't matter. What really matters is I have to check your quizzes. Okay? Let's start right away with the revision sheet that I already provided you with. You're going to find it in the link on LMS. Okay? Here, please write down your name, the date, and the class. If you are 6A, please write 6A. If you are in 6B, please do so, etc. The quizzes that's not going to be provided by names, it will be discarded. It will be discarded, which means I'm not going to check it. I need your name, I need your date, I need the class, every information that related to you, I just want it to be provided here. Okay? Here, let's start revising together. This is part 1. Here, we have lots of terms and names. Civilization, what is the meaning of civilization? Specialization, artisan, institution, scribe, and cuneiform. Well, if you just realize something, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The first 5 terms, the first 5 terms here, very important. Why? Because these are the 5 features of civilization, which is cities. If I have cities, advanced cities. If I have specialization, if I have some artisans, if I have institutions, if I have scribes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that means I could call it civilization. Okay? Here, you already provided with this. Your first homework is to answer these questions. So, for example, how did life become more complex? Of course, you're going to study it from here. Over time, farmers developed new tools. These tools helped them grow more food. They decided to plant larger areas of land. The people in some villages began to irrigate the land, bringing water to new areas. People invented the wheel for cars and the sail for boats. And these new techniques, these new inventions made it easier to travel between distant villages. And also it provided them by trade. Okay? Here, the question is how life became more complex. Do you think this part that I already said makes life complicated? No. This is the basic. This is the villages grow into cities. So very important to take care of the titles before studying. Here, I want to know how life became more complex. I can't understand it, so I want to. Well, life became more complex because, number one, very important, people were divided into social classes. This is number one. So here, the answer is people were divided into social classes. Number two, you could write some people had more wealth and power than others. Number three, people began to worship gods. Okay? These are the answers. 3 points of the answers. People were divided into social classes. People had more wealth and power than others. People tried to start worshipping gods. Okay? So that's what you're asking, what you're asked for doing. Okay? Number two, or the second part, is how civilization develops. What makes a civilization? What are the 5 things that if I have, I could call a specific land a civilization? Here, as I told you before, the first 5 terms here: advanced cities, specialization, artisan, institution, and scribes. That means I can make a civilization. If I have these 5 terms, that means I have civilization. Here, first, number 1, advanced cities. This is number 1. Number 2, specialization. Number 3, complex institutions. For the ones who don't know what institutions means, well, it's like government, organized religion, and an economy are examples of complex institutions. Okay? Number 4, if I have a record keeper, which we call scribes. Number 5, improved technology. These are the 5 features of civilization. Here, name the 5 features of civilization. This is your first homework. Here, you could write number 1, advanced. Okay, 1. Advanced cities and technology. Number 2, specialization, like government, like religious communities. etc. Number 3, if I have some scribes, that means this is civilization. Number 4, what else should I have to call it a civilization? Is it advanced city and technology, specialization, like government, religious communities, scribes? Number 4, it is institutions. Institutions. Okay? Number 5. By the way, this is a sample of the answer, so it's going to be better if you will answer it by yourself. It's just like the way that I'm showing you how you could answer your homework. Okay? So, here. There we go. Okay, this is your first homework. Writing down these 5 features of civilization. After finishing your homework, then you could start doing your first quiz. This is the quiz. So as you see, we finished the first part of the revision. Now, would be in charge for answering the first quiz. Okay, here answering your first quiz. I wrote down on LMS the due date of the quiz, and I'm going to provide you, of course, with the answer keys or standard answers to make sure, after finishing, of course, to make sure of your answers and to gain a little bit perspective about the whole thing, about the whole lesson that you've already covered. Good luck with you, grade 6. Please do not forget to give me and to send me the quiz, the first quiz, and your homework. The ones who are not going to provide me with either the quiz or the homework will lose marks. Okay? Good luck. Bye-bye. See you soon.